Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to this community showdown. It's going to be the Warriors of Chaos led by Harrison facing off against Nurgle, who shall be led by Freddy here on the road to Talabheim, and it is the long prophesized forbidden duel of the Demon Princes. So it would appear we have a Demon Prince of Slaanesh on one side, I think. Let's go ahead and check. Yes, it's going to be a Demon Prince of Slaanesh, which on the Warriors of Chaos roster does what? So it has Soporific Musk, magic damage of course is quite good. It has Pavane, an enfeebling foe, as well as blissful rapture. So when it's casting spells, it's going to be buffing its army. Very, very cool. And on the other side of the table, in the blue corner, we do have the Demon Prince of Nurgle, which on the Nurgle roster, it's a little bit different. Grand Vomitus on the Demons of Chaos is like an anti-infantry specialist, but the Nurgle Prince on the Demon roster is different. He's more of a generalist, and honestly, I think is a little bit better. He does have Spirit Leech, as well as Stream of Corruption and Fleshy Abundance. A really good kit of spells, and he's ready to party. Now, as far as the rest of the builds go, we can do a little bit of posturing here. It's going to be Marauders in the front line, so very chaff-centric. It looks like 6 Marauders, and the Warriors of Chaos player is going to be going Micro City. So he's got 6 Marauder Horsemen in total, which makes sense. Nurgle is a faction that doesn't like being poked at a distance, trying to avoid combat with them, and poking them from a safe distance away from their fetid stink and smell and plagues is always a good idea. So there's going to be a bunch of those grabbing the objectives. And Nurgle has a wild-ass build. It's going to be Plague Bearers in the front with a Chaos War Shrine of Nurgle, which is next level. This is truly forbidden technology. Now, normally War Shrines aren't great. This thing can build up an aura to heal as things die around it, but that's going to be very tough versus all the Horsemen. The rest of the build's going to be Marauders, Plague Bearers, and yeah, the Spirit Leech duel is underway, as the Demon Prince of Slaanesh is going to get tagged by a Spirit Leech from the Demon Prince of Nurgle. That's pretty good, but it is going to be a triple cap here for the Warriors of Chaos very quickly. Now, we'll do a little bit of fast forwarding while the players posture. Nurgle is just kind of waiting, gathering its strength, and maybe waiting for more Spirit Leeches, perhaps. I'm not sure what they're waiting to call in. We do see 2,200, maybe a Soul Grinder, which would make sense. Soul Grinder dealing against the Marauder Horseman isn't a bad idea at all. So now he advances. He's got 2,500, and what does he call in? Okay, he's going to be calling in the dreaded Quad Fury. Now, that's not a bad idea by Freddy. If you call one Fury in at a time, it allows your opponent to react effectively. They're like, okay, I see a Fury, I can plan around it. But if you just bank, they're going to be perpetually summoning things on the battlefield to deal with your existing army, and then the Furies can catch them off guard. So it is going to be an unholy legion of the Furies. Meanwhile, the Warriors of Chaos and Harrison here are going to be using the Knights of the Brazen Throne. Oh, I love these units. They're so freaking cool. And Furies will get destroyed by them pretty horrifically. They have anti-infantry, so it shouldn't be bad at all. Up in the sky, we do see Spirit Leech going down on the Slaanesh Prince once again. And there's going to be a Pavane being activated on the Chaos Furies here. And the Prince is going to be fighting him, I'm not sure. Stream of Corruption being popped. Probably not worth the Winds of Magic, honestly. Just saving it for Spirit Leeches and some of the other goodies is probably the way. But Nurgle Furies are trying to harry the Horsemen, but the Horsemen can certainly kite them and get some effective work done. And now the Knights of the Brazen Chads have attacked on the side. And it looks like a bit of a weird charge. It kind of looked like their charge faltered a little bit, and I think they're going to be retreating. Did they do any damage? Yeah, they did about 10% and also killed some Plague Bearers. So if they can get away unscathed, that should be A-okay. Now, up in the sky, the Demon Princes having a bit of a stare down. They're eyeing one another. Nurgle versus Slaanesh up in here. A little bit of undivided action, of course, but it looks like he did pick the Ecstatic Host, so Harrison leading into the flavor as well, which I love. But the Furies are being effectively kited around the battlefield, which is certainly some good micro here. As the Horsemen drag them through the mud, and also a column of Hellstriders with Hell Scourges to attack the ones that have landed on the ground. But now the Nurgle Infantry are going to start saturating in. It's an army for the Warriors of Chaos that's very focused on its mobility, but it is going to lack a little bit of fighting power in the front line. Plague Bearers, of course, will dominate the basic Marauders. And on the side, though, we do see a little bit of play from Chaos via the Knights of the Brazen Throne. So if they keep cycle charging, they could eventually drag down these Plague Bearer units. Here we see a Pestigore unit, so they're going to be kind of refreshing that charge bonus whenever they can and charging in, but they need to make sure they don't get forgotten about over here. If they get forgotten about in Pestigores, oh my god, look at the damage. That was real clean right there, and they're just going to be pulling right away. Harrison knows who his moneymaker is here, and he's going to be pulling it away and making sure to save it. Now, Nurgle does get the 2 objectives, but they are down by quite a few points, so they're on the clock here. We see the Nurgle Prince going to be landing, trying to do a little bit of harassment against some Marauder Horsemen here, but he's kind of vulnerable, only 30 armor, javelins and whatnot do good work. Now the dreaded War Shrine of Nurgle has arrived, so here it comes. Yes, look at the War Shrine in all of its glory. It's going to be punching some of these Marauders. It has a little bit of punch in the front. It's not much. It's like a mini giant, sort of like an ogre type attack, I suppose. But the Marauder Horsemen have stabilized. All the Furies have been taken apart. Looking at the value, we do see Harrison ahead. Nurgle does have a little bit of healing via Fleshy Abundance, but not like army-wide healing that you often see. And the Knights of the Brazen Throne, where did they go? I'm trying to see them. Those little bulldog cavalry, they can get lost about. I'm not seeing them. There's no way they're dead. Here they are. So it looks like they pulled back and through the horsemen and are going to be rinsing and refreshing their charge here. Well, Harrison manages to pull even more of a value lead, but Nurgle obviously would win on 2 points here if they can hold it indefinitely, but that's not going to be easy. So more Furies being called in for the forces of Nurgle, and for the forces of Chaos, the Warriors of Chaos, we do see them banking some resources at 900 supplies, so we don't know what the call-in is going to be quite yet. Here we do see the Pavane of Slaanesh being used, so really nice uses of that Slaanesh magic. It's going to be rampaging the Chaos Furies into the ground, although not going to turn and fight them. Looks like they turn at the last second. They should win. The Hellscourges just have a pretty good stat line and poison themselves, so it should get the job done. One thing that's a little bit dodgy for our Warriors of Chaos players is the fact that the dreaded Freddy Fettuccine here is using the Spirit Leech and is winning the Demon Prince duel. So the Slaanesh Prince is kind of getting handled by the Nurgle Prince. He's got that big bonking stick, and the Spirit Leeches have really been the big difference maker. So the Demon Prince of Slaanesh probably just going to be running for the remainder of this game. Got to make sure he doesn't get poisoned here. The poison will hurt pretty bad. He does get bonked on the head. His speed is down to 68. But the Warriors of Chaos do have the Marauder Horseman advantage. All of them are running a little bit low in ammo, though. But if the Nurgle Prince does overextend here and gets rampaged, that could be really bad, right? If the Furies get taken care of, you rampage the Nurgle Prince, surround him with 6 Marauder Horsemen, you could probably not kill him, but do a considerable amount of damage. So Chaos Knights are going to be the call-in for the Warriors of Chaos, and for Nurgle on the other side, we do see another unit of Furies coming in to support these multiple Toad units. So far, the old Knights of the Brazen Throne have been hanging in there pretty well, but only 600 value. It looks like they did a lot more damage, but I guess it hasn't been as much as we thought. And here on the back, this is the Forbidden Rampage is going to hurt. So the Pavane of Slaanesh going down, it's going to force him to attack the nearest target. And now the Marauder Horseman going to be putting some sweet pepper here on this Demon Prince. And he's Nurgle, so he might live. The thing is, he probably has a Fleshy Abundance in the back pocket, so he's likely going to be able to heal, but we'll have to see. Chaos Knights are an excellent choice against Nurgle infantry spam, and they also wreck Plague Toads. I'm a big enjoyer of Chaos Knights in the Nurgle matchup. Rot Knights are the theoretical counter against them, but Rot Knights are a little bit haggard in my opinion, so it's usually safe. But Chaos Knights do butter into the Plague Toads. Looks like they're going to be retreating back, and the Nurgle Prince, you know, being the chosen of the grandfather, is going to be tanking that damage like an absolute champion. Nurgle has not quite passed the forces of Chaos yet, as they call in more Furies to support. They have a lot of Plague Bears, a lot of sustainable infantry, and the Chaos Knights and the other big uns are going to need to take care of those. But so far, we got a pretty close game at our hands. Value is within a very, very narrow margin, 67 against 5.7, with healing available in the Nurgle roster. And if this Demon Prince goes down here, he's going to be in big trouble. That's certainly going to be changing the dynamic of the game. And Nurgle Fury is going to be sent in to try and finish the job. Curse of the Slug is activated. If that had been activated a little bit sooner, the Furies might have been able to catch him. But the Chaos Knights do butcher these Furies here, and now are going to be unleashed on the battlefield. Infantry call-ins here are going to be Marauders with great weapons. But the dreaded Nurgle Shrine is rolling dirty. Let's go ahead and see what this thing's built up to. So it's only healing 0.2 right now, which is pretty god-awful. But it's better than no HP. It's just very, very slow. As the Frolickers and the Plague Toads do push back the Warriors of Chaos. And in the sky, the Nurgle Demon Prince does reign supreme, but we have seen a little bit of healing on him. It looks like he has been healed, but where is that heal right now? He really, really needs that. The Slaanesh Prince, he was probably unsummoned. Let me go ahead and double check here. We look at the Chaos Warriors leadership. No, he actually died, so he was completely disintegrated. So he was probably disintegrating as he was running, which is very dodgy. So suddenly the Warriors of Chaos are on the back foot. Nurgle is getting the momentum here. Marauder Horsemen are still active, but there is a big mobility advantage here for the Warriors of Chaos, a pretty substantial one. They have a lot of Hell Scourges, they have Chaos Knights, and I believe the Bulldog Knights are still fighting somewhere. Let's see, those are Marauder Horsemen. Yeah, the Bulldog Knights. Harrison has some really good micro with these. Not only 900 value, but you know what? You might be able to take down that Nurgle Prince if you turn and fight it. A little bit dodgy. Yeah, you can see a lot of the Bulldog Knights. We have 2 of them trapped here, a handful trapped here. He's trying to force path and get them through, but it's a tough situation. Now, this is a very good fight for Walk here. The Chaos Knights will crush the Plague Toads and the Furies very, very decisively. On this side, Horseman pushing back, but you know, Freddy is he's a persistent one. Freddy is doing really good with his Demon Prince. He's moving up with a lot of his Pestigors as well as his Marauders of Nurgle, and he's keeping that pressure on the points. Although the middle point owned by Nurgle, but in flux here. The Marauder Horsemasters, there was a fair amount of capture rate, but I think Nurgle is going to stabilize it. The Shrine might actually be getting a fair amount of healing in. I wish there was some sort of a stat to see how much a unit healed, right? So now it's up to 51% intensity, which means it's not terrible anymore. It's kind of like a corpse cart for the vampire accounts. It's healing that same amount. Farside Point owned by the Warriors of Chaos, but it looks like Nurgle is going to be getting their clutches on this one as the Plague Bears and Plague Toads get her done. Get her done. You guys remember Larry the Cable Guy. Pure glory. Pure glory. When I was a kid, I just thought that was the funniest thing ever. I don't know. It's so dumb looking back. The whole get her done thing. Oh, man. It's ridiculous. But let's go ahead and take a macro look at the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen. Objective 1 owned by Nurgle, Objective 2 owned by Big Papa Nurgle, and Objective 3 owned by the Warriors of Chaos, but not for long. Colin, it's going to be more Marauders to come fight on the point, but man, Plague Bearers were built for one thing, and that's like a long-term grind here. And the Demon Prince situation is tough, right? Because resummoning a Demon Prince is not really a viable option. I mean, you can, but he's over, you know, close to 3,000 gold probably for both Demon Princes. They're very, very pricey. Just like tabletop, Demon Princes almost cost as much as a dragon if you want to bring them as like high-level wizards. So you're paying the troll toll for those bad boys. So the Chaos Knights going to be moving in, extra Chad. They're going to have to put their game on this back. The Nurgle players for sure are going to have to blunder the Demon Prince to lose this game, I think. Looks like, you know, he's almost got him triple capped. Nurgle is kind of a little bit behind on points still, though, and it looks like the Warriors of Chaos might find a way with their mobility to hold on to this point. So I suppose if they can ninja something else, we'll have to see. These Chaos Knights do get nailed with Curse of the Slug. The Knights of the Brazen Throne do charge in there. A couple Marauder Horsemen trying to finish off that Demon Prince. He's sitting at 1900 HP, and look at that, the dreaded War Shrine for the win. The War Shrine is providing that nice passive healing. Harrison going to be maneuvering over the Chaos Knights to go after Freddy's Furies. Those Furies going to be harried and, not harried, but put down, that's for sure, if they stay on the ground. But it looks like most of them got back up in the sky, which is quite cost effective. A lot of Nurgle infantry coming over. You definitely don't want to leave these undefended, probably just leaving a single Marauder here. Although on some maps you can leave it undefended, I suppose this one is pretty rapid response. You can pop out here and get them, so maybe using your overwhelming force to get the other points is the way. Nurgle Prince, though, 1200 HP. I think it might be in the best interest of Freddy to just get this Prince to safety, pull him away, and just hide him somewhere, and maybe use his magic from a safe distance, because if he's on the battlefield and he gets picked off, that's going to lead to a lot of crumbling on these demonic units, potentially, like the Plague Bearers and the Plague Toads. Could be a big difference maker, but nonetheless, the Chaos Knights here, finishing off the Furies, but the Shrine providing that supporting presence is tough. It's going to be giving 35 or 10 leadership, which is very powerful for demon units, right? Because demons, their biggest weakness is crumbling, which, of course, they've been buffed recently. Crumbling isn't as bad as it once was for demons, but it's a little bit dodgy. So looking at the situation here, Harrison still is up on points. You know, he had that triple cap for a long time. He is maintaining a hold on the far side. Chaos Warrior Halberds are moving up, which is a good choice. And Nurgle kind of looks like there could be a little bit of a scary comeback for the Warriors of Chaos, right? If we look at the battlefield, you see a lot of beat-up Nurgle units. And here we have some Nurgle units fighting. I guess it's Pestigors and some Marauders. But the Chaos Knights and the Horsemen might be able to ninja a point somewhere, right? We'll have to see. This one's being held by Nurgle. The Demon Prince isn't really able to help too much. The Marauder Horsemen are keeping him honest at this point. And the Chaos Knights, there's not really much that can contest them here. Plague Toads can kind of fight them, but it's still a downward fight because they have really bad MD. And the Chaos Knights, they have really high melee defense against the only 30 melee attack of the Toad, who likes their bonus versus infantry, but obviously Chaos Knights are not infantry sized. But here comes a big thunderous charge from the Warriors of Chaos. That's going to be getting in there. Brutal one, as those Nurgle Marauders are going to be getting pounded really, really badly. But the Nurgle Marauders, they took it like champs. Toad's going to be coming over to support as well. Nurgle has passed Harrison in points. So Freddy Fettuccini, he's dropping that Fettuccini all over the place here as he does get up on the point. And so we got Objective 2 and 3, or 1 and 2 owned by Nurgle and 3 by the Warriors of Chaos. Warriors of Chaos are going to need to flip a point here relatively soon. Nurgle is not an easy one to flip points against, but oh, do not blunder your Demon Prince, dude. Do not let that happen. If he goes down, that is going to give the Warriors of Chaos an exponentially better chance of winning this game. He's at 1,000 HP right here. I suppose he probably still has some magic, maybe. Warriors of Chaos swarming into the middle, but the Plague Bearers doing what they were born to do. The War Shrine and all of these Plague Bearers hanging in there. Chaos Warrior Halberds trading pretty horribly into Plague Bearers, I would imagine. The slower attack rate in tandem with the fact that they're an anti-large unit, not the best in the world. But the Warriors of Chaos getting a little bit of unga bunga here on this side. We do see the objectives start to flip a little bit. Nurgle doesn't have a whole lot. They got the Plague Toads, they have the Marauders with great weapons, and another unit of Pesties right here. Furies being sent in to intercept, and the Demon Prince of Nurgle's on the run. This could be the blunder that maybe cost Nurgle the game. So now Nurgle's Prince is gone. Could have been hidden in the corner or unsummoned, obviously. Whichever one you prefer. Oh my god, 3 leadership. He needs to escape. These Furies, obviously Freddy knows that this is a big moment here, and he's going to be using his Furies to try and shut these down. Same thing for Harrison. Harrison knows this. He's getting all of his horsemen, and he's force pathing through and trying to get the target on the Demon Prince. Oh my god, 296 HP, man. He's hanging in there like a champ. And, you know, on the same coin, Harrison is losing a lot of his horsemen back here in this very, very aggressive gambit. Now he's running the Demon Prince near the shrine. Okay, that's not a bad idea. Is he close enough to the shrine to get the heal? The healing range, do they have to be on the ground? Affects all out? No, he's not close enough. It is a pretty big heal, too. If you can get him over here, like right on top of the shrine, that'd be big. Man, what scrappy micro here by Freddy. He's holding on to that one. Objective 3 owned by the Warriors of Chaos, and oh my god, he got taken out. The Horseman popped in, did the 200, got the direct javelins, and down goes the Demon Prince. this could be the turning of the tide. We'll have to see. Warriors of Chaos in the meantime, their Marauders and their Chaos Knights have successfully broken through. They were able to get onto this point here. Nurgle is going to be Helm's Deeping on the middle more than likely. I think, this is going to be a really, really close game. I'll let you know the calculations in just a second once we see what's going on, but Chaos Knights should be able to surge up onto the point, but Nurgle does manage to park some Pestigors here. Do they have any reinforcements coming in? Doesn't look like it, so it's just those Pesties, and looks like they will be losing this point to the Warriors of Chaos. So Nurgle is basically a Helm's Deep situation. So at this point, Nurgle will win on 1 point. Warriors of Chaos are going to have to get a triple cap as far as my potato calculations go, because it's more than double. And yeah, Chaos Knights come in. Really, really nice play from these guys this game. 1,300 value, so they've been about paid for themselves with plenty of more punch to give. It's hard to get value against Nurgle in melee. It typically takes a while, but it's going to be a big alpha strike in the middle. And Nurgle just needs to spam whatever it can, capture weight here, and try and hold on to this point. So Fury's doing a little bit of harassing. We've got 10 capture weight coming here. That is a lot. Marauders are moving up onto the point. Chaos Warriors coming from the side, as well as basic Marauders. And Horse Masters, of course, will provide a little bit of capture weight as well. But the sneaky, sneaky Nurgle, the Pestigors are going to force him to keep some units here. I like that. Out of the Vanguard, great play there by Freddy. Both these champs have been playing an excellent game, by the way. Really, really good stuff. A couple Chaos Knights coming over, and we do see the capture weight. Is it in flux yet? It is not. He's got another 40 seconds, and he is going to be arriving on the point with a lot of mobility. Nurgle is going to be threatening the side here. Pestigors, of course, will have the capture weight advantage against these very tattered Marauders. This is an insanely close game. Warriors of Chaos do have the capture weight advantage. Oh, is it going to be enough, though? We do see the Curse of the Slug going down, which is going to be slowing a lot of these units. These Plague Bearers have just been going all day, and ironically, the War Shrine is fully armed and operational. It's now a big heal at 10.10. Not big, but substantial. And it's going to be healing all these units, right? And keeping them fighting. Okay, the middle point is going to be flipping. There's so many Warriors of Chaos that it looks like they're just going to be overwhelming them. But on the side point, the Pestigors are grabbing it. Oh my god, guys, look at the points. He's 5 seconds away. This one is flipping. And now on the other side, the Pestigors, are they going to get it done? Oh my god, no, don't. Harrison was so close to getting the comeback here. Oh, look at the score. 1496. This point is so close to being captured now. The Horsemen are on their way over. It's about to flip over. Oh my god, the Horsemen arrive and stop it. That's insane. Oh my god, and Harrison gets the W. Jeez, what a game. I can't believe he got that. That's nuts. Oh, what a sneaky play by Freddy Fettuccini with his flank there. That was crazy. I wonder if sending those Pestigors to the middle would have won him the game, though. It makes me think, like, out of the Vanguard in the middle, I'd have to check the distances. It's a tough one. I mean, he was 1 second away from winning that game. Literally 1 second. Yeah, Horseman did great. Good micro. I think if the Demon Prince of Nurgle had maybe been unsummoned, and yeah, he might have also won the game, because that lowered the leadership on a lot of his units, which led to some breaks. I love the Knights of the Brazen Chad. Chaos Knights doing really well too. Really fun game. Super good micro. Both players played really well, and yeah, I look forward to seeing both you guys in tournaments, both Freddy and Harrison. You guys are champs, man. That was a great game. GG, well played. We'll see you around, and that's it for today.